Hey, welcome back to Ways of Change. If you're new here, my name is Vanessa. Now, if you watched any of my other videos, you might notice something different today. No wig, no covering, just me. And I thought about putting it on before I hit record. I really did. I thought, Vanessa, this is part 4 of a series. You want to look polished. You want to look consistent. But consistency, y'all, sometimes consistency is not the same thing as honesty. The truth is, though, I wear wigs for a lot of reasons. Some of them are fun, some of them are convenience, and some of them, if I'm being real, are armor. Another layer between me and the world. Another thing to hide behind. And this episode is about what happens when your body stops letting you hide. So I figured if I'm going to talk about listening to your body, about firing the negotiator in your head, about coming home to the body God gave you, I should show up as that body, uncovered, unarmored, just me. So here we go. There's a reason they call it a gut feeling. There's a reason your shoulders climb up towards your ears when you're pretending everything is okay. There's a reason your body keeps score, because the mind is a master negotiator. It'll make deals, it'll reframe, it'll spiritualize, it'll tell you you're just being patient. Meanwhile, your body is screaming what you refuse to say. And here's the thing about negotiators. They're good at their jobs. My mind has been negotiating with my body for years. It'd say, just a little longer, just one more season. We're being patient, remember? This is faith. And my body, my body had stopped whispering and started screaming. I just wasn't listening. So let me take you inside the negotiation. My mind was the lawyer, always building a case. We're not stuck, we're being strategic. It's not anxiety, it's discernment. The headaches are just allergies. Everybody wakes up at 2:47 a.m. I became a professional at reframing. Somebody should have given me an award, Best Actress in a Waiting Season. And here's the part I'm almost embarrassed to admit now. I didn't just reframe, I spiritualized. I took physical distress, actual measurable screaming from my body distress, and I dressed it up in Sunday clothes. Called it pressing in, called it dying to self, called exhaustion a form of surrender, y'all. I wasn't surrendering, I was ignoring. There's a difference. Surrender is open hands. Ignoring is clenched fists, pretending to be open. So here's what I know about negotiators. They never close a deal. There's always one more round, one more delayed, one more just wait. My mind had 3 deals. It kept offering my body same 3 over and over. Deal number 1, the timeline. Just get through this next application cycle. Just get through this interview. Just get through the holidays. Then you could rest. But the timeline kept moving, y'all. There was always another cycle. And then deal number 2, the trade-off. You can sleep when you get the job offer. Right now, vigilance is survival. You're not anxious, you're alert. You're not exhausted, you're dedicated. Survival mode, y'all. Survival mode is not meant to last 3 years. It's meant to last until the threat passes. But when the threat is uncertainty itself, when the threat is every email, every silence after an interview, every we went with another candidate, the threat never passes. So survival mode never turns off. Deal number 3, the reframe, my masterpiece. This isn't stress, this is anticipation. This is hope with the sleeves rolled up. This is faith in motion. Y'all, hope doesn't make your jaw ache. Faith doesn't wake you up at 2:47 a.m. with your heart doing something it has no business doing. Now, the problem with a negotiator is it never stops negotiating. And while my mind was at the table making deals, extending timelines, reframing symptoms, my body was in the hallway waving its arms, trying to get my attention. Here's what I finally understood. And this is the thing I want you to sit with for a minute. The body doesn't negotiate. It doesn't make deals. It doesn't care about your 5-year plan. It doesn't care about what you told your small group. It doesn't care what you journaled this morning. It just registers. Every unsaid word, every swallowed disappointment, every morning you got up and pretended you were fine when you were really not fine. Your body was taking notes. And eventually, notes become symptoms. So that's what part 4 is about. The cost of waiting that shows up in your body. Not because your body is weak, but because your body is honest. And the deal your mind keeps offering, it's not a deal, it's a deferral. And deferred pain doesn't disappear. It just changes addresses. So let me tell you about what happened when my body finally stopped negotiating and started demanding. Every negotiator has a tale, y'all, a weakness. And my mind's weakness was 2:47 a.m. Because at 2:47 a.m., the negotiator was asleep and my body finally had the floor. I'd wake up, same time, 3 or 4 nights a week. And the thoughts would arrive, not gently, not one at a time, all at once. Every rejection, every uncertainty, every what if this never works, every what if you made a mistake, every what if they were right about you. During the day, I could negotiate, I could reframe, I could spiritualize, I could open my Bible and find a verse. I could call a friend and spin the story. But at 2:47 a.m., there was no spin. There was just raw data. And the data said, you are not okay. My body had been trying to get on the agenda for years, but the mind kept tabling the discussion. So my body found a time when my mind couldn't control the room. But y'all, the 2:47 a.m. wake-ups were just the opening argument, because my body didn't just disrupt my sleep. It started making its case during the daytime too. I was at a red light. I remember this so clearly. And I noticed my jaw. It was clamped shut, like fully locked. And I couldn't remember when I'd last unclenched it. Not that morning, probably not the day before. And I thought, how long have I been walking around like this? I started noticing it everywhere. Driving, typing emails, sitting in meetings, praying. Yeah, I was praying with a clenched jaw. Think about that. I was asking God for peace while my body was physically bracing for impact. My shoulders were up around my ears for years, not days, not weeks, years. I had trained my body to expect a blow that might never come, and it was exhausting. And then the headache started around 3 p.m. every day like clockwork, and I told myself it was screen time, too much computer. Bad posture. My mind's still negotiating, right? It's not stress, it's ergonomics. Buy a better chair. Adjust the monitor. Problem solved, right? The body's still screaming, ma'am, the chair is not the problem. And then, y'all, this is the thing I really didn't want to talk about. The weight. I could trace it, not perfectly because bodies don't work in straight lines, but I could trace it. Every major rejection, every we went with another candidate, every month, the timeline stretched further, the scale moved, and not down. It wasn't willpower. I had plenty of willpower. I had moved countries. I had rebuilt my life. I had willpower for days. This was different. I wasn't gaining weight from food. I was gaining weight from grief I hadn't metabolized. From uncertainty I'd swallowed instead of spoken. From all the times I wanted to scream and chose to smile instead. The body holds what the heart won't process. My mind was a negotiator. My body was a ledger. And the ledger, y'all, don't lie. Every unshed tear, every unsaid "I'm scared," every prayer that was more desperation than faith, it all got recorded, not in a journal, in my body. 3 ways my body stopped whispering: sleep, tension, weight. And for the longest time, I treated them like 3 separate problems: better sleep hygiene, more stretching, a different diet. Yeah, I was putting band-aids on bullet wounds because I refused to look at who was holding the gun. It was never 3 problems. It was 1 problem with 3 symptoms. And the problem wasn't my body. The problem was the negotiator in my head still trying to make a deal my body had already rejected. So let's take a few minutes to examine this whole thing. Here's what I had to ask myself. If my body had been telling the truth the whole time, if the symptoms weren't malfunctions but information, then what was I supposed to do with all this? Because here's the uncomfortable part. You can't pray away what your body is trying to tell you. You can't journal it away. You can't vision board it away. You have to listen. And listening to your body, for a lot of us, especially women, feels almost wrong. Like we're supposed to transcend the body, rise above it, be spiritual about it. Yeah, I don't think that's what God intended for us. There's only one verse I'm going to share with you today in our spiritual anchor. Not because this scripture doesn't have more to say, it does, but because this one verse has been doing the heavy lifting for me lately. Psalms 38, verses 7 and 8. David is writing, and listen to what he says. My back is filled with searing pain. There is no health in my body. I am feeble and utterly crushed. I groan in anguish of heart. David, the man after God's own heart, the king, the psalmist, the giant slayer, and he's describing his body, not as an afterthought, not as a metaphor, as real physical pain connected directly to his anguish of heart. He didn't say my spirit is troubled, but my body's fine. He didn't separate them. He didn't spiritualize his way out of it. He said, my back, my body, I am feeble, I am crushed, I groan. David understood something I'd forgotten. The body doesn't just accompany spiritual distress. It speaks it. It becomes it. And David didn't apologize for that. He wrote it down. He put it in the book. He made it sacred text. Think about that. The man who wrote, I am fearfully and wonderfully made, same David, same book, also wrote, there is no health in my body. He didn't have to choose between the two. He held both. The body as honest witness and body as sacred creation. Not either or, both. So I had to ask myself, if David could be this honest about his body, if he could write down the pain and call it holy, then what was I so afraid of? Here's what I had to admit. And this was the hardest part of all. I had built a whole identity on being fine, around being the one who could handle it all, the one who could wait patiently, the one whose faith was strong enough to override any physical signal. My jaw was clenched because I had a lot to say and nowhere safe to say it. My sleep was disrupted because my nervous system couldn't tell the difference between a job rejection and a physical threat. To my body, we regret to inform you and you are in danger were the same sentence. My weight shifted because I was trying to fill a void that willpower couldn't fill. Not because I was weak, not because I lacked discipline, because I was using food to soothe something I refused to name. Here's the turning point, though. I had to fire the negotiator. That smooth talking, reframing, spiritualizing voice in my head that kept saying, just a little longer, just a little longer. I didn't need a better deal. I didn't need another timeline extension. I didn't need a new way to spin the symptoms. I needed to listen to the part of me that had never lied. My body. My body wasn't the problem. My body was the prophet. My body wasn't betraying me. My body was the only one at the table telling the truth. So here's the question I had to sit with, and maybe it's yours to sit with too. What deal has your mind been negotiating that your body has already rejected? Because the negotiator in you will keep talking, keep reframing, keep spiritualizing, keep finding Bible verses to wallpaper over what your body is screaming. But your body doesn't have that option. It just tells the truth. The question isn't whether your body is speaking. The question is whether you're ready to listen. Yeah, I want to try something different with you today. Normally, I'd give you journal prompts. But this topic, the body, needs more than words on a page. Your negotiator is very comfortable with words. It could write pages. It could reframe for hours. It could journal its way around anything. So we're going to bypass the negotiator entirely. I'm going to walk you through a short exercise. You could do this right now if you're in a space where you can close your eyes, or save this timestamp and come back to it when you're somewhere quiet. Either way, give this to your body. Wherever you are, just let yourself settle. You don't have to sit a certain way. You don't have to do anything special. Just notice your body in a chair, on the floor, wherever you are. Notice the weight of you. Notice where your body meets the surface beneath you. Now take a breath. Not a deep one, just a normal one. And as you breathe, notice where the breath goes. Does it stop at your chest? Does it reach your belly? No judgment, just noticing. Your negotiator might try to jump in here. Am I doing this right? Is this working? What's the point of this? Just notice that too, and keep breathing. I want you to travel through your body with me. Start at the top of your head and slowly move down. I'll guide you. Notice your forehead. Is it furrowed? Next, let's move to your jaw. Is it tight? Is your tongue pressed against the roof of your mouth? No need to change anything. Your jaw might be holding a conversation you've been avoiding. Just notice. Notice your shoulders. Are they somewhere near your ears right now? That's not a failure. That's information. Your shoulders are telling you something. Just notice. Notice your hands. Are they open or closed? Are you gripping something, literally or otherwise? Just notice. Notice your stomach. Is it tight? Is it soft? Does it feel settled or stirred up? Your gut is called a gut for a reason. It knows things. Just notice. Notice your legs. Are they crossed? Are your feet flat? Where are you grounded or not grounded right now? Just notice. Now in the quiet, I want you to ask your body one question. You don't have to say it out loud, just ask. What are you holding that I haven't named? And then just wait. Don't try to answer it. Don't try to fix it. Don't try to reframe it. This is the part where the negotiator is not invited. Just let the question sit. Your body might answer with a sensation, a tightness, a release, an image, a memory, or nothing at all. That's okay too. The point isn't to get an answer today. The point is to ask the question. To open a line of communication you might have shut down a long time ago. To tell your body, I'm listening now. Take one more breath, and as you breathe out, imagine releasing just a fraction of whatever you've been holding. You don't have to release it all. You don't have to fix it all. Just a little. Just enough to remember that your body isn't the opponent at the table. It's the one who's been telling the truth the whole time. When you're ready, open your eyes. Or if your eyes were already open, just come back to the room. Come back to me. That's it. No journal, no prompts, just presence. Because sometimes, y'all, the most spiritual thing you could do is stop negotiating and come home to the body God gave you. So here's what I'm learning. The waiting didn't just cost me time, joy, or relationships. It cost me connection to the one thing that had been telling me the truth this whole time, my body. So here's my invitation. This week, when you feel that headache creeping in around 3 p.m., when you catch yourself clenching at a red light, when you wake up at 2:47 and can't get back to sleep, don't let the negotiator take over. Don't reframe it. Don't spiritualize it. Don't make another deal. Just ask, what is my body trying to tell me? And then, here's the hard part. Listen. Not to fix it, not to solve it, just to hear it. Because sometimes being heard is just the beginning of healing. Next week, y'all, in part 5, we're going even deeper. Because once you fire the negotiator and start listening to your body, you have to face a harder question. Who did I become while I was waiting? Because when the waiting changes your body and quiets your mind, you look in the mirror and sometimes you don't recognize who's looking back at you. Your identity gets tangled up in the waiting. You forget who you were before you start bracing. That's part 5, the identity cost. If this episode woke you up just a little, leave a comment below and tell me, what deal has your negotiator been trying to make? What symptom have you been refire the negotiator? And if this episode resonated with you, if you know somebody who's been running on empty, calling it faith, calling it patience, while their body is screaming something else, share this with them. You never know who needs permission to stop negotiating and start listening. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We've got 2 more episodes in this series, and I don't want you to miss what's coming. Hey y'all, I'm Vanessa, and this is Waves of Change. As always, you're never too late, and your peace is never too far. Bye.